Yo, yo, what's up, what's up? Oh my god. Welcome back. Welcome back to Bicep Show Nouveau. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, enough. Enough. Let's get serious. Enough of this superficial, shallow bullshit, you know what I'm saying? What I want to talk about in this video is. Hey, come on. Come on, man. Alright, enough cloning around, man. Just focus, okay? I got the message to deliver. Right. In this message, I want to talk about free will versus the will that sets you free. Okay? That's a pretty big one, too. There's a lot of discussion, where there is free will and there isn't free will. I think everything is much more basic than that. So, one of the concepts of free will is you do whatever you want, right? That's free will. Hey, you're free to do whatever you want, man. You do this, you do whatever you want. And what happens when a person does whatever the person wants? Most of the time, some nonsense, man. Most of the time, it doesn't lead to anywhere good. And that's why then there's this concept like, what the fuck, why is this advice not working on people? Like if you give this advice, hey, you just do whatever you want, and then you do whatever you want, and then things are not working out. So God did this and this, and think about it, like what it means to do whatever you want. Who wants that? Like what part of you wants that? So I want to differentiate those two things. There's two types of desires, for the sake of this argument. One is ego tantrum, okay? Where you just stubborn ass to get something that neither belongs to you, neither you really want it, but you're just stubborn. Like if you can't get it, so you want to get it, right? Or that type of stubbornness where it just doesn't lead to your own fulfillment. It doesn't lead to other people's fulfillment, because who wants that thing? Who wants that ego tantrum? Ego tantrum stems from beliefs and fear, okay? So what normally happens is that you end up getting what you want. For example, in life, right? You may have like, I have a desire for example, like if I do whatever I want, let me just go and just take drugs, you know what I'm saying? Like why don't they just go out and just take drugs, or drink, or party all the time, or just have super risky sex or something like that, be promiscuous or whatever. That's whatever you want, right? Yeah, but where that's gonna take you, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? That's the free will. And the paradox of this free will, that it does not make you free. This is the illusion of the free will, because you don't have free will when that stems from fear and you want to accomplish something from fear. That's the ego tantrum, right? That does not lead you to anywhere good. But there's the other side of the coin. Soul desire. The ego tantrum versus soul desire. There's two different things. If you go for whatever your soul desire, you're going to be good, because you're going to get rid of all your fears, all your beliefs, and you're going to go for what your soul desire. Your ego might be saying like, I have to compete with somebody, right? Or like, I have to keep up with the Joneses, or you know what I'm saying? Like this is constant struggling and competing and like getting somewhere. And then you get that, it's like, that's not enough. Then get that, that's not enough. Like, you're not free, you're in prison, boy. And then of course, it's been sold to you that the free will is that you do whatever you want, but that's not free will. Holy shit, that's not free will. Take a little pause for the cause. So what is free will? Paradoxically, what happens is if you start letting go of these fears, then you're in like a space like, holy shit, like, what do I really want now? And then you don't know. You're confused. Like, what the fuck? Like, how do I live life now? Right? But if you stay with that confusion, if you stay with that unknown, right? Where your mind doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Because mind already had its run. It was trying to run your life. Which, by the way, every decision that stems from mind is an ego tantrum. All of it. Mind is a horrible decision maker. Absolute rubbish. Heart, on the other hand, is excellent decision maker. But if you act from the mind, you will never hear what your heart is saying. So this is the risk that you're taking. It's like, what's going to happen if I'm going to let go of my free will? The illusion of the free will, right? Because like, if you observe your life and you say like, if I do whatever you want, why don't I feel free? And like, I'm talking about even like celebrities, and which are like stars, but they're imprisoned stars because they work under the system that sucks the fucking life out of them. That's why they're not happy. They're super creative people. They're supposed to be the happiest people in the world, but they're not, because they really sold their soul. And so that's why they have to be, subject to the intermediaries there. And you can't go to a certain level without them in compromising you in some way. You gotta sell your soul to be celebrity. And a star, that basically a creative person, then becomes a celebrity. And that's like an imprisoned star. That's where they suffer. That is because they're not free. They're not free. Whether they consciously or subconsciously realize that, they're not free. So that's why they pop pills, man. That's why they are so suicidal. You think, like, what the fuck? You have everything. You have fame, you have money, all that stuff. The error is that it costs a lot to get there, and they compromise themselves. And the people who don't compromise themselves, they become like an outcast, like Joe Rogan didn't compromise himself, Dave Chappelle didn't compromise himself, and so there are some stars out there that are free and they're happy. They're happy. They actually look at what the fuck is going on in the so-called system, and they encourage young people to get out of it. Don't sell your soul. It will be more difficult to get your viewership and your followership, and spread your art into the world independently. But over a long term, you're going to be happy and productive and famous. So don't sell your soul, bro. Or sis, don't sell your soul. It's not worth it, man. I think about like this guy, Neil deGrasse Tyson. He used to be like my hero. No, not hero, but like role model, right? Like, oh my God, this guy explains things in such an interesting way, and But more I opened my eyes, the more I saw it, like the less respect I have for this guy, because he never left intellect. He's an intellectual guy, but he never left intellect. He never really broke through into the world beyond the intellect. This is why, like, the way he thinks, it's like the definition of a high-level civilization is when every ounce of power and energy of the star is utilized. So he imagines like the star is pretty much engulfed in technology, taking all the power from the sun. This could not be more beautiful metaphor for complete tyranny of the star. You can't see the sun anymore, and to him that's the high civilization. That's very low. High civilization who are so good that they don't even need